We are your home theater and AV questions answered. This is AVRant. Want your home theater or AV question answered by Tom and Rob? Send it to question@avrant.com. Welcome to AVRant. I'm Tom Andry, and I'm here with
Rob H.
Bobby. Bobby wrote us previously asking about going with either a Denon or Pioneer receiver. He's going with a Denon as we suggested. I'm guessing it's either going to be an X4200W or X3300W because that's apparently that's all we talk about in this podcast anymore. What happened to the good old days of the X4000?
Well, it's the X4300H now, so it's all right. Same, you know.
Okay, so he also asked about potentially using headphones along with bass shakers. He'd like to know if we have any suggestions for a headphone amplifier that can power multiple pairs of headphones at the same time. Crap, I have one in the other room. And I actually have two. So one of them is the Emotiva Stealth one, the DC-1.
Now that can power two pairs of headphones.
That's right.
I don't know if he wants... Well, he says multiple. I don't know how many multiple means. Two is multiple, but he might be looking to do three or four. I don't know.
You talk about what you're going to talk about. I'm going to move my microphone here. I'm going to go actually grab it because it's just in the other room. I mean, it's literally just in the other room.
So yeah, we did think of the Emotiva, the Stealth DC-1 that can power two sets of headphones. If that's enough, that would be a great way to go because it's a very nice sounding headphone amplifier. But in general, what I would do here if I'm trying to power, say, 3, 4, as many as 16 pairs of headphones, all from the same source, I'm looking at Pro Gear because this is a pretty common thing. This is, a multi-headphone amplifier that you'd use, say, in a recording studio, in a radio station, for, people who do podcasts with many people all in the same room. They will have something that can use multiple headphones at the same time. So I would head to a place like Sweetwater, where they sell these things. You're looking for a multi-headphone amp or a distribution headphone amp. And actually, there's no need to go really expensive with something like this. You need something fairly simple that can just accept a stereo line level signal. And then in this case, this can power 4 headphones. So this is from a company called ART. It's their HeadAmp 4. As it implies, 4 headphones can be attached to that, each of them with independent volume, just simple little knobs on the front of the unit. It's a nice small unit, $65 will totally get the job done. So I'd recommend something like that, but if you head over to Sweetwater, you can check out their entire selection of headphone distribution amps. Tom is back. What do you got for us?
I got the Samson QH4.
Oh, okay.
Right there. Samson QH4. It's got 4 individual volume knobs, 1 master knob, mono button, and mute button.
Okay.
It's actually got dual inputs, left and right back here, a mono one, an aux in and an aux out. How does all that work? I don't know. But these are in the back are in 1/4 inch, normal headphone jack. So you're going to need something like a cable that goes from 3.5 to left, right, quarter, or I think this is
that's
just
pretty simple though. A lot of headphones come with that adapter. So.
Yeah, that's right. So and then these guys right here are individual volume control. So 4 of these guys right here. It has this little power, and you are good to go.
All right. What was that called again? Samsung something or other?
QH4. That's what it says.
QH4.
QH4. Is it on the back? 4-channel headphone amplifier, AC adapter, caution, whatever. Only whatever. So that's that. Yeah, and it's pretty too. And it was dusty because I had it for a long time. I haven't used it, but it was
cool.
So Bobby is also unsure about his choice of speakers. He went in walls, and we suggested outdoor speaker depot. I almost said depot. I guess that's the French pronunciation. But he has 2 layers of sheetrock, so he's unsure about installation. Is the way to make in-wall speakers fit properly, and how much airspace does he need behind the in-wall speakers should he build a box? Most in-wall speakers come with these little dog ear tab thingies.
That's right. Yeah, you rotate them, and then it sort of pulls in to clamp the speaker to the drywall.
Okay, so they are flat. Like you push them, you like extend them all the way up, and then you push them in, right? So that they go flat, so you can slide the speaker up through the hole that you've cut based on their little what do you call that? The template is. So you draw the template, you cut out your drywall, however many layers it is. You push this thing in, and then you start screwing it down. When you screw it down, the dog ears come down along this thing, and they are pushed out so that they are now going to run into your sheetrock. They have little whatever tabs on them. They come down. You screw them down until they get snug with the sheetrock, and it's good. Will 2 layers work? I cannot think of a single speaker in-wall speaker that would not work with 2 layers of sheetrock. I would think
Now,
it would be just
even
fine.
if it does, like, let's say it's got a really, for some reason, shallow depth to how far back those dog ears can go, and it's not enough to fit 2 layers of sheetrock. Let's just suppose you can still make this work because you've cut out the hole for the entire in-wall speaker through both layers of sheetrock, of course, and now you just need to remove a little bit from that back layer of drywall, just enough for the dog ear to come down,
Sure.
and then tighten to a single layer of sheetrock. I mean, you're talking about cutting out a small portion of the back layer of drywall to allow for a shallower depth for that dog ear to attach to. That's all. So this is totally doable. There's no reason why, even if for some reason the in-wall speaker isn't able to work with 2 layers of drywall right away, you still just have to cut a little bit of that back layer to make it work. So
Yeah.
totally doable.
So should you build the box? Yeah. I mean, if you can. There's no reason
I mean,
not to.
interestingly, for Outdoor Speaker Depot, they actually kind of recommend something close to 3 cubic feet, which if you work out the math with a regular 2x4 depth, which is only 3.5 inches, right? A 2x4 is 3.5 inches deep. And that's actually like the entire 8-foot height of the thing. So they're basically like the entire bay of a normal 16-inch on-center 2x4 wall. They kind of want the entire bay back there with insulation in it, though. So when you cut the template, so you open up the wall, if there isn't insulation in there, then you want to put insulation in the bay where the speaker's going to go. But actually for their in-wall speakers, just the regular bay that's already there, that already exists in your wall, plus making sure that that's filled with, just your regular pink stuff insulation, that's all you need, then that's about it. So if you were thinking, I need to remove the entire 2 layers of drywall, put a whole box back there, then re-drywall the whole thing, I think that was his concern.
Yeah.
Don't really need to do that. Just make sure that the entire bay behind there is filled with insulation, and that's it.
Yeah, which shouldn't be a problem, I wouldn't think.
Nah.
So, yeah, just...
That's the correct size that they're looking for.
There you go. So this is really making it easy and probably negates his next question, but we'll answer it anyways. So his hesitation about installing in-wall speakers, based on the fact that he didn't think they were going to fit and he's got to build a box and everything else, let him consider some satellite speaker options instead. I don't think you need to do that, but you are, so here we go. He was thinking about the Polk Blackstone TL1 or Klipsch R14M. With the Klipsch Quintet for Atmos speakers. I don't understand that last part, but whatever.
Well, those are different speakers. The Quintets are much smaller. They're teeny tiny little satellites that'd be easy to stick on a ceiling.
So all these speakers are horn loaded, right? The Polks are as well? They're horn loaded?
No.
I thought the Polks were. I clicked on all this.
They're all small and very satellite-ish, for sure.
But aren't they horn loaded? I thought they were horn
I
loaded.
don't think... No, those Polks... I mean, the Polks have some kind of weird, funky thing going on the tweeter there. It's kind of a waveguide-ish thing. I guess you could call that a semi.
Oh, you're right. It is semi-horn loaded. The Klipsch definitely are.
Oh yeah, the Klipsch are. It's Klipsch.
So what option do we think would sound best, or could we recommend something else for about 100 to 125 a pair that we think will be the best choice? Again, I don't think you need to consider these. I think you can go with your in-wall speakers.
Yeah. And he was sort of asking, like, particularly which series out of that Outdoor Speaker Depot. Again, the ones I lean most towards are the MK series. Mm-hmm. They have a nice selection there. It's got the nice aluminum tweeters that are in there, the Kevlar, quote-unquote, drivers, aramid fiber if you want to be generic. But yeah, the MK series that get the 6.5-inch drivers for the in-walls, and then they have 6.5-inch in-ceilings, and they have the angled in-ceilings even if you want them. But I'd stick with that series myself. Yeah.
So about the small speakers. I mean, I think the Klipsch would be fine. I don't know much about those.
Yeah,
Polks.
the R14s are pretty nice little speakers.
Yeah.
But
I'm kind of okay
Klipsch,
with any
so,
of these.
Klipsch might really be to your liking. It might really not be to your liking.
These are Atmos speakers too, so how much?
Well, no, but the R14s were going to be his main 7 or 5 speakers.
Oh,
and then
okay.
It was only going to be the little quintets for Atmoses. So, I mean, the R14s are a nice speaker, but it's got that Klipsch characteristic sound. I would highly encourage you to audition them before committing to that purchase. The Polks, I don't think a whole lot of them. I'm not something I would be pointing you as a recommendation. My personal opinion, please don't take offense if you have them and love them. It's not what I mean. It's just not what I would recommend to you.
Yeah.
Since you wanted the InWalls, I'd go with the InWalls, man.
I would just stick
Those
with
are pretty
InWalls.
nice speakers.
Yeah. I think just go with InWalls. There's lots of little speakers that you can get that are around. If you're looking for little, you've got about $100 a pair, though, right?
$100 a pair. You know, because my
really
first
cheap.
thought was like, oh, NHT Super Zeros, but those
That's
are
exactly
$125 each.
Yeah, I know. That was the first thing that came to my mind, too.
Double the budget that he's looking at.
What about the EMP Techs, the small satellite ones from them? How much
Been
are those?
discontinued.
What?
The E3s are discontinued. Yeah, I know. Those would have been a good candidate. You can still get like the white ones that they're like selling off because nobody ever bought them, but
They're white.
yeah,
What about the Focal birds, or the super little birds, tiny birds?
$100 each. Too expensive, man. I know.
Stick
Those went
within
through my
walls.
head.
Stick within walls.
I know. Yeah, I will throw it out there as one that I would perhaps recommend to someone if someone's looking for inexpensive satellite speakers. Fluance, not a bad choice at all.
Yeah.
In this case, you'd be looking at their AV series, and they actually have a nice little 5.0 package, so just 5 speakers, no subwoofer included. $200. You can't really beat it. It's 2 front-ported bookshelf speakers to use as your front, left, right, but then a horizontal center and 2 little satellite speakers that are all sealed. So in this case, since he's looking to get like 9 speakers, you get 2 of those packages, $400 total. You've got, you would end up just not using one of the centers, and then the 4 little satellite speakers, great for mounting as your Atmos speakers.
Right.
So yeah,
right.
the Fluance AV series, it's their AV5 HTB, which kind of sounds like home theater in a box, but it's a 5.0 package. I can get behind that, but I'd still go for the InWalls in your case because that's what you wanted in the first place.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I would agree with that. I like Fluance. They're a good entry-level speaker manufacturer. You kind of
free shipping too.
You're getting a lot. You're getting a lot more speaker than you're expecting to get for your money. You will realize eventually that when you upgrade, you are going to be upgrading, and because whenever you spend very little like that, your upgrade's going to be significant once you get past it. But as an entry-level speaker, they're very hard to beat, and I can wholeheartedly recommend that. Want your question answered? Send it to question@avrant.com. This is AVRant.
Now go out and listen to something.